A very good Entrepreneurship Tuesday morning to you. You are watching Y in the Morning, and you know this is a special day because we discuss how to make money. And today it's going to be more interesting because we're delving into film kidogo. We'd like to understand the filmmakers world, how they make their money and how they do their business. With me in studio, I have three gentlemen who started off separately, but then came together and became 3D pictures. I have with me Simon Maina, I have Kevin Kibiu, and I have Philip Maina. Oh, Simon Maina. Ah, yes, Maina.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So if you do want to participate in the conversation, do slide into the DM. The number is 22162. Start with YM254. And on Twitter, we're at Y254 channel. The hashtag is Y in the Morning. On Facebook, we're at Y254. And in case you miss an interview or some of the goodness that we might see this morning, make sure you do catch up with us there on YouTube. Good morning. Say good morning to the people.
Morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, which
All
camera
right.
do it? That one? Was it that one? Or that
Ah,
one?
no.
Yeah,
That
okay.
one.
Yeah. Wow.
No, it was a bad joke.
Okay.
Wow, yeah, it was a dry one. It was a very dry one.
Okay,
yeah.
now you guys have already started joking even before we started. Okay, filmmakers, even the artists wanakuanga very freestyle. However, I'd like to understand, when did you guys discover that filmmaking is not just a hobby and it would be something that you'd do for the rest of your life, or to make a living out of it rather? Let me start with you, Philip.
Okay. Well, there was high school, and drama and everything. But then, once you clear high school, now you start asking yourself, do I really want to pursue theater or film? Because I was really interested in acting. So immediately I cleared high school. I immediately went to KMC, just as a minor. Then I took part in some acting projects. Then after that, that was the first time I actually got a legit gig, because I was paid 3,000 just to do some small acting. Yeah. So after they give you a form and a contract, then that's what I went to present to my parents. Then I told them now you see I have effort because
I got paid.
Yeah because when you throw the idea of I want to do acting, then they're like, you should do a more serious major. Probably now do that on the side. But then I was very determined to prove them wrong and everyone else wrong. So that's when I applied to KU in film technology. And after that, I think that's where I was now introduced into the film world now fully, on a full scale. That's when I got to take part in a few school projects. Then after that, gain networks outside the school environment. And yeah, that's it.
So basically, you had interest, you got paid, and you got motivated
yeah,
to choose.
I was psyched.
Okay, what about you, the other minor, Simon?
Basically, first it started with storytelling, because I come from a place where we tell a lot of jokes, mostly sarcastic ones and puns. So that's why I'm full of puns and sarcasm. But then at the core of everything, you have to get stuff that's content, something people will hear and resonate to. So I'm mostly a storyteller. So I create content. So after high school, I gained interest in 3D animation. So I went and did 3D animation, and let's say I didn't finish because of some few hiccups here and there, but then there's the internet, so you learn doing animation. I started writing stories and stuff. So I started doing some small VFX projects, childish things, because I knew if I couldn't, let's say people can't fly, people can't run like the Flash, but I knew I could do it through a computer. So I started telling stories through that, and not many people were doing it at the time. So after a while of doing interesting storytelling, writing a few stories, a few scripts, I met a few people. Phil, Kevin, he's a videographer, he's a scriptwriter, content creator. So we resonated and we started doing some awesome stuff.
So yours is self-taught?
Most of my stories come from a place. I write sometimes from a personal point of view, or I look at people and I write stories that will resonate using people. If you see some of the stories I've written, it's a story you can relate to, but then as you think it's going to become familiar, I change it into something you didn't think would happen. So I like thinking inside the box, then I go outside the box, then outside of everything, so that you step out of yourself and ask yourself, is this really who I am or who we are, or is this as let's say as a race, as a species? So that's what I derive my inspiration from.
And you decided you're going to pursue it as a career?
Because eventually it pays. In Kenya it might not, like for the small guys who are starting, but once, let's say everything is a process. Once we go along and it catches on, it will pay. And then our goal for almost everyone's goal is Hollywood, but I really don't want to go and let's say move my talent from here to Hollywood. I want them to come to us and listen to our stories and how we tell them, so like that they can also appreciate that. They say we are sort of dumb, but we wanna show them that no, we can think for ourselves. We can make stuff that's better than yours.
I like that. Yours is powerful. Why?
That was deep.
What about you, Kevin?
Okay. Well, my story in terms of videography and photography actually started when I was in university. I started off in law school, but somewhere along.
Oh, you started off in law school?
Yes.
Okay.
But around second year, I started discovering that I have this passion for something that is actually not legal. But if I say not legal, it sounds kinda okay. Something that is not related to actually, going to the courtroom and ameiba, amefanya, mtete, that kind of thing.
Mtatete our filmmakers anyway.
I mean, because then I got to understand that there's actually no wasted experience. So whatever I've gotten out of my 4 years in law school is actually going to help me become better at what I want to do. So I discovered I had a passion for, well, I started off in photography. That's where I started. And amesema alianza na 3K. My first pay was 50 bob.
Oh.
Yes. Because I had just bought my first camera, and then I was just at home, taking random pics of things. And then a neighbor saw me, akaniuliza, unalipishanga kupiga picha? So I was like, yes, how much? 50 bob, nikamtolea mia moja. And then from there I actually saw I could actually make money from this. So I've grown from there to where I am now. I met Mo a couple of months ago, or Simon, and then through Simon I met Phil, and we have become a team. And all I can say is the future looks really bright for us, the way I see it.
Okay. So now, because you all started separately and your newly joined collaboration is new, like I just said, you guys, you were doing your own things before that.
Ours is a while, but now it's the three of us.
Okay, so Simon. We'd like to have a look at some of your first projects. Which one would you like us to start with?
Probably I'd say my very first legit one was a production I did, me and a buddy of mine called Cosmos. It's called My Addiction.
My Addiction.
Yeah. It's about well, not the typical kind of addictions you usually find in the society, like beer or drugs and everything, but it's more of like psychological ones. And those weird ones, like I was so surprised when I was doing research. I found like people are very addicted to, like, some people are addicted to like eating, like,
we have very strange addictions.
Stuff. And so like this particular episode, the pilot episode that we did, it was about people who are addicted to like online gaming, online platforms, such of the sort, which is kind of common since we are living like in the 21st century. You tend to find that people are very, very addicted to such stuff. So that's what we chose to do as the first episode. So that probably afterwards we could probably now get like an investor to now help us create more awareness.
I like the way you've talked about your creative process. So you study the environment and then you start writing stories based on what you're seeing.
That's a process.
All right, because I hear the clip is being looked for, let me first start with Simon's the idea. Tell us about Oh, it's still yours.
Well, technically, it wasn't mine, but I was part of the production. I was working with a producer called Moses Owiro.
Moses Owiro.
Yeah, he's a very good producer, by the way. You should look him up. He's trying to create change in the industry, and I was lucky to be part of his circle. Yeah, because I got to learn like quite a few things because I was hired as the production manager for that particular project. And we actually we did it last year November, and not recently in August we were nominated for Best Web Series in Zanzibar International Film Festival.
Okay.
You know, ZIF, yes? Yeah, then we actually even won. Yeah, so it was quite a good experience, I would say. Yeah, it was worth it. There was a lot of sleepless nights, yeah, because we were like at it, like, for straight, like an entire month, yeah, of no sleep. But it was, yeah, the end product was really good.
It's good that you've told us about them. Now we can play them back to back. All right, director, twende kazi.
Get your money, get your money up, get your pesa, get your pesa up, get your moolah, get your moolah up. Yo. When I was young, I wanted to be an astronaut. I changed my mind to a superstar. Now I'm both cause I'm out of this world.
Wait. Is there actually beef going down in currency media?
Nowadays they know when they talk, they better show some respect when you address. Mina penda do, mina penda mula. Fuko imenona, mina penda kula. Wakile tangori siku hisimina. Can I get a story with the freshest lula?
Let's take my life and my struggle, put it on paper, then confess it to the microphone.
This is the one you say won the award, huh?
Yeah, it's really, as you can see, it was very packed with a lot of professionals. Yeah, so it's a story about a young artist who's trying to make it in the industry, because you may find that you may have some producers who want to like utilize your talents and your gifts, and they compensate you with like peanuts. So like him, he has to seek other avenues in order to make a living. So that's why he delves into drugs and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think now we've talked about you too much. Let's slide over to one Simon Man over there. Your VFX, tell us about that. What are some of the challenges you're facing doing these special effects? And where are your cartoons? You'd like to see some of your cartoons? Because I've seen some of them on Instagram where you have like a really big head. Some very comic pictures.
So most of those are, right now, they are work in progress. Some are, I wouldn't want to show them out because I've outgrown them a bit. But some of the VFX I've brought today, they're also not something I'd say they are 100% professional, because I do them frugal. You don't get actors who do exactly what you tell them, because sometimes you ask friends.
So those are some of the challenges.
Yeah. Sometimes you also need to you need a really powerful machine that's expensive to do some of these effects. Because you are trying to do something on the scale of what Hollywood does, but they do it with millions of dollars worth of machines. And you're doing with a laptop worth 60, 70, 100, or a machine worth 70.
Big things start small.
Big things start small. So that's why I'm saying, I brought some of the frugal ones just to show where I came from, so that when later people see where we are going, because we have some really exciting projects coming up. Like when I say exciting, it's mind-blowing exciting, especially in animation, and the VFX that we're about to drop sometime later.
In fact, make sure you tell the fans your social media handles right now, so that they can go and look for those cartoons on Instagram in case they want to.
I have 2 accounts on Instagram, at SimonMiner_ and at KingingMo. So those are on Instagram. On Twitter, it's at KingingMo, and YouTube, it's the Chronicles of Mo. So, but we are going to open. So we are going to put our productions mostly either on Vimeo, Patreon, or YouTube at 3-digit pictures. Yeah, so that's where most of our animations and teasers and also VFX projects will drop.
All right.
Yeah.
Now that you're too shy Simon is too shy to show us on live TV, make sure you slide into his Instagram. You will
No,
see
there's
those
some,
cartoons.
I brought around 2 or 3, but
You
not the
brought
cartoons, some VFX. So
Some
there are, yeah,
VFX.
there are 2 VFX.
Okay, my director, I hope you're
You
listening.
came
Can you
ready.
find those clips? All right. In the meantime, let me slide over to Kevin. What can you say are some of the biggest lessons you've learned when you're operating the camera? What kind of shots do you look for?
Biggest lessons. Well, to start with, I'll say I've been mostly self-taught. Hakuna mali nimeenda shule ya photography or videography. It's been mostly it's a journey where you learn. You know, you take a shot inatoka ikiwa giza, and then you have to learn from it. So persistence, you know, is one of the things I'd say has really, you know, come to me. Being able to go back out there every other day, do something in spite of, you know, the challenges you faced the previous day. My passion has mainly been in I'd say wildlife photography and videography as well. And you know, in the wild, things are not scripted, so you really have to have an eye for things. There are a couple of projects I'm working on at the moment. Hakuna yenye nimekuja nayo leo because they are still work in progress, but someday people will be able to see them. And what drives me is actually the reason I keep doing what I do. Hata kama vitu kama birds, they won't pay me, but you know, being able to shoot a clip of something in that moment, freezing a moment and preserving it, then showing it out to the world, and somebody out there seeing it and saying, wow, this looks amazing. That's actually what gives me pleasure. Hata kuliko pesa yenyewe.
Okay.
And
so you value the appreciation more than the money.
yes.
All right,
money
then
is
that's
good.
passion.
Money is good. Like, let's not get
We don't get it
twisted.
twisted.
Yes, money is good. So ikikuja, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
All right, all right. I'm told that Rainfall is ready. Rainfall belongs to who?
To me.
All right, tell us about Rainfall.
It was actually a funny story. So I was coming from school. I was going home, and then it started raining. I didn't have an umbrella. I had a laptop. So I'm like, I wish I could just do something like stop this rain, like just some crazy thoughts. So when I got home, I'm rained on. That laptop, by the way, got spoiled. So I had to like changa and then get another one. So when I got another one, I was like, let me do something. I couldn't stop it there, but I now have a machine. I can stop it in software. So I did some research on YouTube. I like toying around with the machine rather than with the softwares, rather than going for tutorials. So I found something, then I toyed around with the machine, and it starts off me with a friend. It's not a story, it's just some short stuff, and I make it rain, then I freeze the rain, then I throw away the rain. Not make it rain, man. Make it rain.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Make it rain.
But people are still paying us with exposure, most of them. So before I make it rain with money, once a month to lipa, it's not fun paying. You won't tell the conductor shika exposure to end home. The Wi-Fi I'm using to do research is not paid by Safaricom. Will you accept exposure, by the way? So
Stop trolling.
no, I'm not trolling. Like, it's true. No, it's like the people who don't pay us. Like, I'm not tethering because people.
We will come back to that first before people forget the storyline. Can
Rainfall.
you please give us Rainfall? Let's have a look at this frozen rain. Okay. So now you've turned it into ice, and what have you?
I like put it. So they come in like small chunks, like when it started. So I put it into like bigger drops so that people can see. Then I was like controlling it. Then I threw it off. I threw it away off the screen so that it stops raining.
Okay.
And then I can go back to like what I was doing and stuff. So that my laptop getting ruined was the inspiration for that. Although it's short, but it's also incorporated in some of the things we are releasing, but now on a bigger, better scale.
All right.
Yeah.
You were complaining a few minutes ago about people who don't pay. So you just mentioned one of those challenges that you have seen.
Sometimes it's people not paying. Sometimes it's delayed payments. Sometimes it's some like just people running away, taking advantage, someone calling you, hey, I saw your work, I liked it. Like for example, there was a time I was featured on Daily Nation for some of the VFX I was doing. So I got a few calls and most people are like, unajua nitakuletea kazi, unajua. Sadly some of them are even politicians. And then after a while unasikia lipa 2-3 million na hataki kupeo, sina pesa, sina nini, nimefanyia kitu. Like, umeiba ni gawie hiyo kidogo, maisha like wewe baki na bado, you know, they are still getting paid, umeiba. Like it's hectic. Okay, it's a bit I'm saying it as a joke. Okay, si poa kuiba, lakini usinilipe na pesa ya wizi, nilipe na ya salo. Sitaki shida, but at least pay me ndio niweze ku put out more and better content, because at the end of the day we want every industry to grow. Saizi tuko na deni, nimesikia tuko na deni bigi. Apparently tutakuwa chicken, tunashikanishwa na China. So
China, Kenya.
Tulipeni tuweze kulipa tax, tulipe deni. So like man, it's not fun. Uko huku nje umesmile, mtu alikuona kwa gazeti amekusai, mtu anakuona kwa TV anafikiria account iko loaded, lakini labda no like at least exposure ni poa, because people will get to know, and that's how like you move forward. Just like you will move forward through I'll network. People will say, I saw you did this, this is nice. Sasa you'll get more paying gigs. But ukinipea exposure pia nipe fair, pia nipe nini. Kuna mtu anakupea fair na kupea 100, like it's not fun. Tumetumiwa, like there are few hoaxes, but
True.
We just told John at the end of the day, you can't stop. You just have to move forward and hope for the best, because if you stop, that's the end of everything. We'll never know what you are capable of. And personally, I believe I have so much to offer. Like we have so much to offer, and if we stopped by 3, 10, 20,000 shillings, hatutafikia goal yetu ya a few millions ama hundreds of millions zenye
I like that. In fact, say that one more time. If you're stopped by
if you're stopped by 3, 20, 50,000 Kenya shillings, you won't get to your goal of a few millions or a few hundred millions. Or let's say not even about the money, just the legacy. Because let's say if I was paid 50,000 and I was given an Oscar, I'd be so happy rather than have 100 million ni ya kuiba kuna mtu ananijua or something. The legacy I leave behind, not it may not be forever, but for a few years, Mo alifanya kitu fulani na fulani that was good. That's what I like. The appreciation, hata si recognition, msetu kujua umse ufanya kitu poa.
what Kibi was saying, legacy and
you have to look at the bigger picture rather than the money is good, but because we have dreams, you want a nice car, nice house, nini,
100,
but unaona hiyo Mustang haita come through hivyo, like
I'm glad that you talk like that, because you even talked about what keeps you going and what motivates you. How do you deal with disappointment? Do you feel it personally? Before you guys came together, and now you can deal with it as a group. How did you used to deal with it individually?
Wow, dealing with disappointment.
Then how do you keep going?
I would say that since I was starting off, I would just like brush it off and say, man, okay, I'm starting. Probably the person I'm going to employ or giving me the job, I'm just gaining experience. So that's what I used to tell myself. So I chose to see like the positive side of it at first. So that like ukiendelea tu unashinda tu kitumiwa, like that's not good. People start getting used to like unajua huyu tunamrushia tu like a G, then is good. So what I used to do now is I'd just have a chat with myself, then say I'd set a particular standard and say I want to get to here and this is what I have to do. And now you set almost a price tag or rates, because rates are very important in like creatives. Ukienda tu like you guess the income, the payment that you'll have, like unaenda a particular gig unasema nikulipe ngapi, unasema hapo fikira kama 3 hivi kwa sawa. But then ukienda like a catalog or probably like the rates usha lainisha, now they start seeing okay, this guy is very professional, we can take him very seriously. So that's what you do.
So when you're setting a price for yourself, you don't go changing it here and there, here and there. You don't charge someone 5k, another one 1,000, another one 3k. All right.
Unaweza sikia like jina yako imezunguka nasema huu ni wachwani nini. So like ukipeana like this is me, this is what I'm giving you, and it's worth it. And it's so like the outcome from what you pay me, it's very legit and you love it. So that's it.